So if you haven't got a copy of my cycling ebook, Do Not Runners Lean Body Bible, it's a buyer's guide essentially. Talk about power meters, everything. I'm going to review some of the. I just updated it for 2017. I'm going to review. I would recommend get a copy if you want to get a new bike or if you want to learn cycling tips, my best tips. Get a copy of my guide. I'll put it down below. And we're going to review a couple of the bikes here that I really rate as adventure bikes, the best adventure bikes of 2017, in my opinion. And we've got the Trek. We have Specialized Diverge, we have the Sequoia. These are the top 3 adventure bikes. Now, there's other good bikes out there, but I'll let you know why I choose these ones. Firstly, the international. Whatever country you're in, you're probably going to be able to get one of these. Now, I like the Trek because they make good frames. I'd say this frame is made by Giant. Giant make most of the Trek alloy and carbon bikes that aren't made in Waterloo, Wisconsin, etc. So it comes with a Tiago group set. The group set, yeah, the Tiago works great. What I like about it though, what makes a true adventure bike for me is something you can put mountain bike cranks on. Let's be fucking honest. A 50-34 compact crank set is not an adventure gearing. We're talking at least a 34, 36, 38 big ring with like a 22 or 24 little ring on the front. So you could rip those cranks off, put on some Dior mountain bike cranks, put on some SRAM X5, 22, 36 chain rings, etc. And you can run your front derailleur. That's a band clamp. I'm pretty certain, I wouldn't put my life on it, but I'm pretty certain that band clamp front derailleur can go lower so it'll accommodate perfect shifting with the mountain bike. And I've got mountain bike cranks on my Cannondale CAD 9. My other Cannondale, I've got mountain bike cranks on my Super 6 mountain bike cranks. The band clamp works perfect, works a treat. And you can put a 40 cassette in the back there, no worries. With the Linderetz Road Link. So that's adventure gearing. Mountain bike gearing is adventure gearing. Road gearing isn't adventure gearing. That's like road gearing. Okay, so if you want to take it on any road, then that's the go. Another thing I like about this bike is you can put racks on there. You can put frame bags on there. You can put a big, bike packing backpack bag on there as well. You can put handle stuff on there. You can put low rider front racks on there, especially designed fork for a front pannier setup. So you can really load this motherfucker up. You can really load this up. The alloy frame is going to be great. You can upgrade parts over time. The colors doesn't really strike my emotion, but I think Trek with this bike is just they've just sort of gone with standard color setup. So the colors is you got your black. That looks not too bad, but I do like the visibility safety colors. But it is definitely I've got a legit frame set. The frame set's the most important thing. Parts can be changed over time. But I like this one. I'd probably spend the extra and get the hydro disc. Hydro discs really worth the extra. And if you've got a choice between mechanical and hydro, always spend extra and go hydro. Definitely go hydro. So if I was going to buy one of these, I would get the Crossrip 3 with the hydro Shimano brakes. They're such good brakes. I've got a few sets of these. They're really good brakes. I would take the crank sets off before the bike even left the shop. I'd put like a Dior or a XT or a SRAM mountain bike crank set on there. Bear in mind, if you want to put a Stages power meter on there, choose Shimano or SRAM. And I know for a fact that if you put a mountain bike crank set, it will work with the Stages Road Shimano crank set. It'll work perfectly fine. The Q factor might be a little bit out, but it's going to be good enough. So that's what I would get if I was going to go the Trek. Next one would be the Specialized Diverge. I wouldn't recommend the carbon because you can't really get that. You can't get that front derailleur low enough in the carbon one. But the alloy one here, I'm almost pretty certain as well, is you can put a band clamp underneath that and lower it down. Okay, and these are really good frames. The Specialized alloy, the DSW, all the Specialized bike, really good. They make good shit. Actually made by Merida in Taiwan there. So they make good shit. It's got rack. You can put rack on there. You can put fenders on there, front as well. It's got low rider mounts. The base level Diverge doesn't have the front rack mount, but the carbon fork, the DSW and the carbon do have that one. So if you want to run a front rack, then go spend the extra. Again, this one has the Tiago mechanical group set, which works great. But again, mechanical disc brakes, I don't really like. I mean, they're good, but once you go hydro, you won't go back. So I like this color. I like the frame set. I like the potential in this bike. It's very good. Another one that has just come out is the Specialized Sequoia. Really nice frame set, full carbon fork with bottle mounts, rack mounts, fender mounts, and also has the internal cable routing if you want to run a front dynamo hub to power up your Garmin and your lights. So this is like a Carmageddon bike. When all the cars stop working and we all go into bikes, this is going to be a Carmageddon bike. You can run dynamo setup. You can run a dynamo on all the bikes I mentioned, but this one's a bit more cleaner looking. It looks like you could put a band clamp on there. It's got a circle, circular. It's got a round seat tube diameter all the way down. So I'm pretty sure you could run a mountain bike crank set on there, no worries. I don't really rate the one bike crank set that much because you're limited in your climbing gears. A 2240 is better than a 3250. I mean, I can buy whatever I want. I can afford anything. I can go to the shop and buy anything I want. I was going to get an Eagle Group set the other day, but the 3250 isn't as good gear and clothing wise as a 2240. So I'm like, I don't really need it. So I would rip off the one buy group set. Again, it depends where you live and what sort of riding you do. If you're just in Florida, flat landing, doesn't matter. But if you want to do some real adventure shit and there's climbs and you want to have a loaded bike, you need to have good gearing. Otherwise, it's just not as fun. You're going to be burning through too much glycogen. You won't be burning your fat as efficiently. You're going to be producing more fatigue metabolites. It's not going to be as good as a tour because your legs are going to be buckled and you can't enjoy it as much as you could otherwise if you had cadence that can spin and recover faster and produce less fatigue metabolites. If you can't understand anything I'm fucking saying, we want to produce less fatigue metabolites. So when you eat a vegan diet, you have less fatigue metabolites because you're not eating all the metabolic waste products from the animal flesh. The Sequoia was actually, I think it was designed by a vegan employee at Specialized, Hell Hummus on Instagram. I'm pretty sure he designed this bike. It looks pretty good. It looks like someone who rides epic shit designed this bike. It's got box section rims with identical spoke lengths, I think front and rear each side. So it's a really versatile bike. It's got the rack mounts, the fender mounts, got massive tire clearance. It looks pretty good. The colors, they don't really strike me that much, but you can paint a bike if you want to. I like the compact bars on there as well. So if money was no object, which one would I get? I like that, just that fancy fork with the internal. Probably if the money was no object, I'd buy the frame set of the Specialized and build it up. The wheel set looks good as well. And I would do that. This one I like the color of. The out of the box, this one's the best, probably the best deal. Probably the best value as well. It's got the Hydro discs on there. It's very reasonably priced and excellent quality frame set. So they're all three are great bikes. Another bike that's worthy of mention is the Giant AnyRoad, the alloy version. You can put a mountain bike crankset on that. You can put a mountain bike crankset on any bike. The shifting may or not work too good because if it's a braze-on clamp versus a band clamp, the band meaning can go lower and get really tight shifting. The braze-on means it's going to sit a little bit higher because it's designed for road cranks versus adventure gearing. So that's why I picked these three bikes. The AnyRoad alloy has a band clamp front derailleur. It'll work as well. But the AnyRoad doesn't have front rack ability. So these three bikes I've mentioned are the best adventure bike. End of the day, the best adventure bike is one you're riding now. But if you're in that market for an upgrade or a new bike or whatever, your bike got ran over, you gave it to your fucking best mate's cousin's goldfish next neighbor's babysitter, then the Trek Cross Rip, the Diverge DSW, not the carbon one, but the DSW, front and rear rack, and mountain bike crankability, and the Specialized Sequoia mountain bike crankability, front rear rack, internal dynamo cable. 2017 bikes, oh man, it's good. We're living a fucking pretty rad, awesome time. And the ability to choose these amazing bikes with lifetime frame warranties and great frame materials, it's incredible. So if you can think of a better adventure bike, front rack ability, rear rack ability, mountain bike crankset, perfect shifting ability, let me know down below and I'll review it. I'll put it on my list. Thanks for watching. Got any questions? Let us know. Spin to win, carb the fuck up, go vegan.
It starts with one thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time all I know.
What's that, bro?